Jain Rani students, today we are going to study second part of the second chapter of class 10th history. In part 1 of this lesson, we discussed about the concept of nationalism, what is a nation state, and how the nationalism emerged in India. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about World War I, how this world war impacted India and the rest of the world, and then we will come to the idea of satyagraha. So, as you know, that the First World War began in 1914 in the month of July, and it lasted until 1918. In this war, there were two groups which fought against each other. In the first group, which was called the Central Powers, there were countries like Germany, Austria-Hungary Empire, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire, which is now known as Turkey. These countries, these Central Powers, fought against the Allied Powers, in which there were the Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Romania, Japan, and later on the United States joined the Allied Powers. By the time the war was over and the Allied Powers claimed their victory, almost 16 million people, which included soldiers and civilians, they were dead. In some places, you might get other facts, like somewhere it might be written as 18 million people, but from the board's point of view, you have to remember 16 million people. Now, as you know, that in this war, a great destruction took place. Many human lives and also the other resources of all these countries were sacrificed. India also took part, being the colony of Britain. Indian soldiers participated in this war from the Allied side. After these wars, the impact on India and the rest of the world were the war created a new economic and political situation. The Central Powers were defeated and their economies were destroyed. Also, the Allied Powers had to waste a lot of money. They also incurred huge losses in these wars, and the political situations also changed because the Germany had to lose its territories to France, England, New countries were created all around German Empire. The Austria-Hungary Empire came to an end, and the Ottoman Empire was weakened. So there were many political changes and economic crises all around the world. It led to a huge increase in defense expenditure, which was financed by war loans. As always, if there is any war, the countries had to spend a lot of money, and the same happened in this war also. To fulfill these expenditures, these countries had to obtain war loans, and they also increased taxes on their citizens. Like the custom duties were raised and income tax was introduced. It means that there was no tax like income tax earlier to this event, but after this event, the countries started taking income tax also to fulfill their expenditures or to compensate what they had spended, spent during these wars. Through the war years, prices doubled. Obviously, if there is economic crisis, the war resulted in huge price rise in daily goods and services. Between 1913 and 1918, the prices of all the goods and services almost doubled, primarily in Europe and the colonies that European countries had. Villages were called upon to supply soldiers as 16 million people died. Many of them were soldiers, so there was a shortage of soldiers in these armies, and therefore they started recruiting soldiers forcefully from their colonies and the countrysides, which is the villages. And due to this, there was a widespread anger in the village people, in those people from where these soldiers are recruited forcefully. Then in 1918 and 1920 and 21, these 2 years, the crops failed in many parts of India. 1918 to 19 and 1920 to 21, these 2 years were very hard for Indian people as the new taxes were introduced now, income taxes, and the import duties were increased. Plus, the British started forcefully recruiting their uh, the members of these villages. Plus, when these crops failed, it resulted in acute shortage of food. Means it was very hard year for the people. They even did not have food supplies to survive. This was accompanied by an influenza epidemic. Now, during the same period from 1919 to 1921, these 2 years, a great epidemic influenza was spread in many parts of the country, and 12 to 13 million people died as a result due to the food supply shortage. And this epidemic, almost 12 to 13 million peoples lose their life. So these 2 years were very hard. And then Gandhiji and the idea of satyagraha gained popularity among the people. Now you see that already people are very angry. They are very disappointed with the government. They are very much in pain, and there is no relief to the people because the government is not at all concerned about the survival of the people. They are losing their lives. They are being forced to pay taxes, and thereby they are willing to start, or you can say to participate in movement against this government. This gave a chance to Gandhiji, who returned to India in 1915, January 1915, from South Africa. Now here in the background you see a picture. This picture is of South Africa, where in 1913 Gandhiji was leading a movement, a procession from Newcastle to Transvaal. As you know that in South Africa there was racial discrimination, and Gandhiji was himself a victim of this racial discrimination many times. You might have heard of the event when Gandhiji was thrown out of a train which was reserved for only white people. So this all was happening there. Gandhiji started this march and he was arrested. After he was arrested in South Africa, thousands of more workers joined the Satyagraha against this racist law and the denied rights to non-whites. जो भी नॉन वाइट्स होते थे साउथ अफ्रीका में, उनको कोई भी राइट्स नहीं मिलते थे, उनके साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन किया जाता था। गांधी जी खुद इसके कई बार शिकार हुए हैं। आपने कहानी भी सुनी होगी एक इवेंट जब उनको ट्रेन से बाहर फेंक दिया जाता है क्योंकि वो ट्रेन वाइट लोगों के लिए ही रिजर्व रहती है। तो साउथ अफ्रीका में उनका जो एरिया होता है वाइट पीपल का, वहाँ किसी भी नॉन वाइट को अलाउड नहीं है। उनकी ट्रेन अलग होती थी, उनके होटल्स अलग होते थे, और वहां पर कोई भी नॉन वाइट्स को अलाउ नहीं था कि वो वहां पर जाए। इवन इफ समवन एंटर्ड दीज प्लेसेस, मेनी अ टाइम्स दे वर शॉट डेड, उनको मार दिया जाता था। तो इस तरह से बहुत ही बुरी हालत साउथ अफ्रीका में भी थी। गांधी जी ने वहां पर भी सत्याग्रह का प्रयोग किया और वहीं से ये कॉन्सेप्ट उन्होंने डेवलप किया। वहां पर उनको बहुत सपोर्ट मिला लोगों का। बाद में 1915 जनवरी में वो इंडिया वापस आ गया। He had come from South Africa, where he had successfully fought the racist regime with a novel method of mass agitation, which he called सत्याग्रह। साउथ अफ्रीका में उन्होंने एक नया तरीका ढूंढा था मास एजिटेशन का, यानी ढेर सारे लोग इकट्ठा होकर के सरकार के खिलाफ प्रदर्शन करते थे, जिसको कि वो सत्याग्रह कहा करते थे। Now when Gandhiji came back to India, back to back, he organized three very important movements, and in all these movements he gained success. Like you can see in your screen, in 1916 he went to Champaran, which is in Bihar state, and inspired the peasants to struggle against the oppressive plantation system. These peasants were indigo planter, they were indigo peasants, and the planters oppressed them, forced them to provide supplies of indigo, and they paid very less amount of money to these peasants. वो कुछ और ग्रो करना चाहते थे अपनी जमीनों पर, खाने पीने की चीजें ग्रो करना चाहते थे, लेकिन उनको जबरन उनसे इंडिगो का प्लांटेशन कराया जाता था। इंडिगो जो कि एक कलर होता है, एक तरह से कलर की तरह यूज किया जाता है, कपड़ों की रंगाई के लिए यूज होता था, उसको जबरन इनसे प्लांट करवाया जाता था और इन किसानों को पैसे भी बहुत कम दिए जाते थे। तो गांधी जी चंपारण जाते हैं बिहार में और 1960 में उनको मोटिवेट करते हैं कि वो इन प्लांटर्स के खिलाफ आंदोलन करें, और इसमें उनको जीत हासिल होती है। In the next year, in 1917, he organizes a satyagraha to support the peasants of the Kheda district of Gujarat. खेड़ा में गुजरात के उन्होंने एक दूसरा सत्याग्रह पीजेंट्स के सपोर्ट में ऑर्गेनाइज किया 1917 में, जो कि वहां के टैक्सेशन सिस्टम को लेकर के था, और यहाँ पर भी उनको जीत हासिल होती है। 1918 में महात्मा गांधी अहमदाबाद आते हैं और फिर वहां पर उन्होंने मिल वर्कर्स के जो भी ग्रीवेंसेस थे उनको लेकर के मिल मालिकों के खिलाफ आंदोलन में साथ दिया। एंड हियर ऑल्सो महात्मा गांधी succeeded in gaining rights for these mill workers. So you see that back to back 3 years, he organized three big movements, and in all of these, he won, or he succeeded to get the rights for these peasants and workers. His popularity started growing, people started accepting him as their leaders, and they also started acknowledging the idea of satyagraha, because these were based on satyagraha. These all three movements were based on satyagraha, and these all were successful movements. So people also acknowledged the principles of satyagraha and believed that they can win using this satyagraha. Now let us understand what this idea of satyagraha is. So this idea of satyagraha emphasized the power of truth and the need to search for truth. इसमें सच की पावर को, ट्रुथ की पावर को एम्फेसाइज किया गया और सत्य की तलाश पर जोर दिया गया। It suggested that if cause was true, if the struggle was against injustice, then physical force was not necessary to fight the oppressor. अगर गांधी जी का मानना था, सत्याग्रह के अंदर उनका सिद्धांत जो था, प्रिंसिपल था, वो ये था कि अगर आप सच के लिए लड़ रहे हैं और अगर आप अन्याय के खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं, तो आपको फिजिकल फोर्स इस्तेमाल करने की जरूरत नहीं है। आप बिना फिजिकल फोर्स का यूज किए भी ऑप्रेसर को, ऑप्रेसर मतलब जो आप पर अन्याय कर रहा है वो व्यक्ति, उसके खिलाफ आपको फिजिकल फोर्स यूज नहीं करनी पड़ेगी, वो ऐसे ही अपनी हार मान लेगा। सत्याग्रही कुड विन द बैटल थ्रू नॉन वायलेंस। नॉन वायलेंस जिसको अहिंसा आप जानते हैं पॉपुलरली, उसको नॉन वायलेंस कहते हैं, उसके थ्रू भी कोई सत्याग्रही जीत हासिल कर सकता है। This could be done by appealing to the conscience of the oppressor. अब ये कैसे होता है? गांधी जी का मानना था कि ये जब आप लगातार किसी बात को लेकर, अपनी सही सच के लिए, अपनी मांगों को लेकर, डिमांड को लेकर के उस ऑप्रेसर के सामने नॉन वायलेंट तरीके से प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे, तो कहीं ना कहीं एक समय ऐसा आएगा जब उस व्यक्ति को अपने झूठ की या अपने अन्याय के लिए उसका रियलाइजेशन होने लगेगा कि मैं जो कर रहा हूं वो गलत है। जब उसके सामने बार बार सच रखा जाएगा तो कहीं ना कहीं वो उस सच को एक्सेप्ट करने लगेगा। पीपल इंक्लूडिंग द ऑप्रेसर्स हैड टू परसुएडेड टू सी द ट्रूथ। बाकी लोगों को भी जो आपके साथ आए, ऐसा भी होना चाहिए, आप अकेले ही ना रहें, आपके साथ और लोग जुड़ते जाएं, इसकी भी कोशिश करना है। तो दूसरे लोग, और साथ ही साथ जो ऑप्रेसर है, जो अन्याय कर रहा है, उसको भी बार बार परसुएड करिए कि वो सच को जाने, सच को देखे, इसकी कोशिश करना है। इंस्टेड ऑफ बीइंग फोर्स टू एक्सेप्ट ट्रुथ, उससे जबरन ट्रुथ को एक्सेप्ट मत कराइए, बल्कि उसको उसके सामने आप सच को बार बार रखेंगे तो वो कहीं ना कहीं खुद उस बात को रियलाइज करने लगेगा, आपको उसके लिए फोर्स की जरूरत नहीं कर पड़ेगी। बाय दिस स्ट्रगल ट्रुथ वॉज बाउंड टू अल्टीमेटली ट्रियम्फ, और उनका मानना था कि इस तरह से सच की हमेशा ही जीत होती है। महात्मा गांधी बिलीव्ड दैट दिस धर्म ऑफ नॉन वायलेंस कुड यूनाइट ऑल इंडियंस। इसके अलावा गांधी जी का मानना था कि ये जो नॉन वायलेंस है, इससे सारे इंडियंस को हम एक साथ यूनाइट कर सकते हैं। तो ये आज का आपका टॉपिक था जिसमें हम लोगों ने पढ़ा वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 और उसके इम्पैक्ट्स जो कि दुनिया पर पड़े, साथ ही साथ ये इम्पैक्ट्स इंडिया के लिए भी लागू हैं। दीज इम्पैक्ट्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम लॉन्ग आंसर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। लॉन्ग में 5 नंबर का आता है, उसमें 5 पॉइंट्स आपको लिखने होते हैं, यू हैव टू राइट 5 पॉइंट्स। सो व्हाट वाज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर ऑन इंडिया और ऑन वर्ल्ड, सब में आप वो 5 पॉइंट्स जो आपको दिखाए गए थे वो लिख सकते हैं। द आइडिया ऑफ सत्याग्रह इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर शॉर्ट आंसर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। एंड देन दिस होमवर्क, जो भी इसमें क्वेश्चंस दिए हैं, these all are asked on in the board examination, so you have to do this and keep it in your notebook. Send the pictures to me on WhatsApp. Thank you students for connecting with me. We'll In the next class we'll study about the Rowlatt Act and how Gandhi ji further developed the momentum of freedom struggle among the Indians. Thank you.